Hello, and welcome back to The Joy of Painting Middle-earth. I'm Timbo Took, and I'm happy you've joined me. All right, well, it's getting a little warm here today. The sun's coming up, but I've already done one painting this morning, and I thought I'd do one for you right now. So I'm going to try and get this in before it gets too hot. All right, let's get right to it. In today's painting, we're going to be painting a scene when Aragorn and Legolas and Gimli were trying to save my Grandpappy Took and Grunkle Merry, who had been captured by the orcs, and they were chasing them on foot through Rohan. That's right, you remember Legolas. He said they run as if the whips of their masters were behind them. So we're going to do a scene. This is right in the spot where the riders of Rohan met up with our three of the Fellowship. So we're going to drop in a sky. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of titanium white. Now again, I've prepared the canvas as I usually do, which means I've put down a thin coat of liquid white, that magic white. You remember that Bob Ross the Blue, he taught me how to use it. So I was taught how to paint by a wizard, and that's why this works so well. Okay, we're going to come in. I've got that ultramarine blue, but we're just going to soften it out with some white. There we go. So let's come up and let's drop in a sky real quick, just with these crisscross strokes. Just right up here. We're going to have some mountains in there today. Just drop these in. Whenever you go back to your palette to get more color, you darken it up. Come again to the top. Bring it in at the top and work it down. There we go. Just mix it in. Leave some areas where our clouds are going to go, okay? There we are. There we go. Just come across. Now, we may do some water down at the bottom here, so I'm just going to go into a little bit of my green, not too much. Just get this a little bit darker. And what we'll do is to do our water, we're just going to come in from the sides, straight across. And I put liquid white on there, but it doesn't appear that I put it on too heavy here at the bottom. So just pull your water. I'm just going to take some more liquid white now. And we're just going to put this at the bottom just to blend it in. Just bring it across. Always coming from the outside. Pulling in. Okay, that looks good. Now, let's get up and give ourselves some clouds, and then we can get on to the mountains, because that's the fun part. Okay, clean off our brush. Just beat the Sauron out of it. That's right. Just like our Fellowship beat the Sauron out of Middle-earth, we beat the Sauron out of the brush. Okay, let's just come into our titanium white here. Just load some of that up on the corner of our brush. And we're just going to come in. We're going to choose where our clouds will be, and we're just going to circle those right in. Right in. Just circle them right in. Just pull those in. Go back and get some more. There we go. There we go. Just these clouds floating by. Do they pay any attention? No, we don't know. If you ever talk to one, let me know what he says. There we go. There we go. So, I've just kind of put on some white there. And I'm going to come back. And we'll just soften this out. Soften these out. We may come put some more clouds right back on top of them. But these are ones that are back in the distance. All right, just knock some of that paint off the brush. There we go. It's getting a bit windy today. I hope you can still hear me. That wind just kind of picked up. Okay, now we've got our clouds on there. Just lift those. Just gently, 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 like you're the wind. Just push them around. Okay. If you get a little too much brush stroke in there, that just means you pressed in a little hard. Knock some more of that paint off. Okay. Now I'm going to come into my fan brush, and we're going to pick up our titanium white there, and I'm just going to take a touch, just a touch of that red, just to put in there. Oh, you see, it's so powerful, but we just use it to pinken that cloud up a little bit, just to give it some sunlight in there. So, really mix that onto your brush. Get it on there. There we go. We're going to come in and we're going to do some clouds right in front of these ones. Right in front of these. Just take that corner of your brush, just circle it in. Pick up some more. Oh, that was a little more pinkish than I wanted. That's okay. We don't make mistakes. As Bob Ross the Blue taught us, we just make happy accidents. There we go. Just circle those in. Just lay them down right on top of those clouds we had in the back. These ones are a little closer and they're just picking up a little more of that sunlight. Oh, that red just likes to hide in there. Red just wants to be a part of the painting, and it's... Sorry, red, you're a little too powerful for today's painting. There we go. Maybe another one right over here. Just circle that in. There we go. Clean off our brush. Okay. Now I'm going to come back. I'm just going to take my 1-inch brush. It's clean and dry. And just the bottoms of those clouds. Just using the corner. We're going to leave that top edge of the cloud, but we're going to soften the bottom part. That way you can still see the lines of your clouds. There we go. There we go. Fluff it up. Oh, that wind is getting stronger. It sees these clouds and it says, hey, there's some clouds. They're not moving with me. Let me come down and grab them. But these are our clouds, not your cloud. Wind in our painting, the wind in our painting, that's what we're doing right now. That wind will tell the clouds where to go. Now, as you lift them up, just very gently, very lightly lift those. You get these stringy things that come up. That's okay. Bob Ross the Blue taught us what to do. Just knock the excess off the brush, and then we just come in gently, gently, gently. Gently take out all of those brush marks. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, we just laid down some clouds there real quick, just because we want to get to our mountain. So we're going to go into some of our ivory black. Maybe grab some of that ultramarine blue, mix in there. Just pull it out, flatten it out, just mix it together. Maybe we'll come and get a small little corner of that red that is so powerful. There we go. Now, we're going to come in here. We're just going to decide. Let's see, I think our mountain, he's going to come up pretty high. All right, you just come right off. See, this is why we use that magic white, and I just don't think I got enough on there today. That magic white will help your paint just cover that canvas, and you don't have to use near as much paint. There we go. Maybe come up a little bit again. Come down this way. There we go. There we go. Now just take our knife and we're just gonna push this paint right into the canvas. Just leave your edge there. There you go. Everything else just really, really push in. Just really push that in. Okay. Now, just knock off that brush. There we go. That's the fun part. Now we're going to go in and we're going to pull this mountain down. We're going to move it with our brush. Just pull it. There we go. Pull that into your painting there. And you see how you pull this out. Just make a ridge there. There we go. This shows you where you want your mountain to go. Give it some shape. This is how you decide which face of the mountain you're looking at. Just push that in. Just take it and shape it the way you want it. There we go. There we go. Okay, now that we have the shape of our mountain laid down, we want to give it those details. So we're just going to come into our brown. We're going to pull that out, pick up a little bit. There we go. A little bit of our titanium white into that brown. Maybe picking up a little bit of that ivory black as well. Don't mix it all in so it's just one color. Just get it on there. Now we're going to highlight. Now, come up, just pick your spot and just bring it down. Just bring it down. Just let the paint fall off the knife. Just let it fall right off that knife. There we go. Just bring it down. Let the paint decide where it's going to go. Just lightly, lightly, lightly. Now these aren't tall mountains with snow on them. It's just rock that's picking up the light of the sun. There we go. So just bring your ridge right down like this. There we go. Just put it on there. You think about which way the rocks would go, and then just help it along. Maybe there's one that comes right up like this and back down. There we are. Now, maybe we'll just mix up just a bit of a darker side. This is the side that the sun isn't touching. Just some gray there. There we go. Oh, we picked up a little too much of that white. Just come right back over it. No mistakes, just happy accidents. There. Maybe this spot in here. A little bit of that gray as he's hidden by the sun as well. All right. Go back to that brown. Just let your knife float over the canvas. Just for that bead of paint right on the front. There we go. Now, as I said, this isn't a tall mountain, it's a low mountain. So we are going to give some grass onto this mountain, pick up a little bit of our cadmium yellow, go into our sap green. There we are. Now, this is our ridge here. Just tap this paint. Just bring it right up our mountain. There we go. This is going to come. Just tap it on. Just march it right up the mountain. This grass comes, it's hard to see where the grass stops and the rock begins. Just bring it right up. Oh, hello, Mr. Sheep. Okay, lighten it up a bit. Come back and we're just tapping that in, just following the hill. There we go. Maybe we have our hill just comes over this way. Just comes over the rock. There we are. There we are. Just tap that in. Tap it in, let the colors come off the brush, giving you that grassy feel. There we go. We're gonna come down. Now, this is right at the entrance of Rohan, so our grass gets more golden grassy color. There we go. And just remember, there's ridges and things this grass lives on. So you'll have areas where it's lighter, areas where it's darker, areas where the hill comes up and grabs a little bit more of the sun. There we are. There we are. Just bring this down a little further. Back to that, just tapping it on. Just give yourselves some lights and darks, just showing where the hill comes and goes. And we're just going to make this part at the top a little bit brighter. That's where the sunlight would be hitting the most. Follow that right up, those lines right up under the rock. There we go. And it falls off into some shadow. There we are. Okay. We're just going to set that off to the side for now. And let's come in to our fan brush. And we'll give ourselves, maybe there's a little outcropping of trees in here. Let's darken that up a little bit, maybe. Maybe with some brown, just darken that up. Okay. So right in here, there's some trees. Okay, I'm actually somewhere. Aha! I found it. A smaller fan brush. That's what we want. Nice dark green for some trees here. Just little outcropping of trees. Just, whoops, almost dropped it. I caught it. See that? Cat-like reflexes. And remember to make that base a little bit wider than the tops. It gets a little tricky when the wind is blowing and your canvas is dancing. It's hard to paint a dancing canvas. Okay, we'll leave him there in the middle of the play. And, oh, I don't know if you heard that, but there was a frog that just croaked in the pond behind me. Oh, those frogs, they like to talk sometimes. Most of the time they just say ribbit, ribbit, but once in a while they'll talk. They'll say something else to you. One time a frog came up to me and he said, "Would you like to hear a song?" And I said, "Sure." And that song, he sang about rainbows and things. I don't know. He played the banjo. And when he was done, I said, "Thank you, frog." And he said, "Thank you very much." But that was really the only time I've ever had a conversation with a frog. Okay. We're going to put some mountains and things back on this side too. Oh, that hawk is sure saying something. Pull this down, get a little bit of our white, mix it into there, maybe a touch of the red. Okay, pick it up, just lay it down real thin. There we go. Peel it across, and now, there we go. Some more rocks on this side. They just come up right off. Just pull all that paint right down into your canvas. Maybe these ones come down a little further. Maybe these rocks are closer to us and those ones are further away. There we go. There we go. Let's come back with that 2-inch brush and we're just going to form these rocks. Pull that out. we'll go back to our knife. And let's move some of this darker undertone out of here. Let's move that off to the side. Grab some of our titanium white into the brown. There we go. Oh, sounds like somebody's preparing for a battle back there. Okay, just decide where you're going to go and let that paint just break off, just very lightly. Maybe mix in a little bit of that red and maybe a little bit of yellow. We're just gonna see what we come up with over here. There we go. Just let that color pull it down. Let's bring it up and see what we have. There we go. That gives us some interesting colors. Just lay that down. Quickly, quickly, quickly. We don't mind haste on these mountains. Just lightly though. Lightly, lightly. There we go. Just let it decide where it's going to drop its rocks. Let those little things just happen right as the paint comes off the knife onto the canvas. There we go. All right. All right. Maybe. I don't know about these trees. Maybe we make them a rock. You can do that, you know. When you decide you want to change something on your painting, just come in. There we go. Maybe needs to be a little darker on this side. There we are. Maybe we need a few more highlights on this side. There we are. Now we've got a rock that just sticks out there. That looks a little more like a Rohan. Okay, but as I said, this is right at the edge of Rohan. Right where we're going from trees to grasslands. So we'll come back in. Let's really load up our fan brush with that sap green. We're gonna come in and we're gonna put some trees in here. Just give yourself a line to work off of and then work it back and forth, come bigger as you go. I think before we do that, though, maybe we need to put some more color back here. Just fill that in. Oh, I just went over the tree I did. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. You make decisions and change decisions. That's the beauty of this painting. Oh, I hope you can still hear me talking. I think there's a Nazgul. I don't think he's looking for me. There we go. Just bring that in. We'll just fill this in with color. There we go. Just tap it right up onto your rock like we did on the other side. Give some shape and form in there. Just come with that grass that grows right up over those rocks. There we are. If you pick up some of that rocky color, just tap it off your brush and then go back to working in some color down here at the bottom. There we go. All right, now we have some more color underneath. We'll come back and we'll start doing those trees. There we go. Just continue to follow that line. Just bring it down. Do another one here. There we go. Zigzag back and forth once you put that line in. There we go. These trees are a ways away from us. So there we are. Darker at the bottom. Darker at the bottom. Oh, it's getting windy. Oh, it's getting windy. Let's just... We'll darken our green up with some blue. What I'm doing is I'm darkening that green with this blue. Just work that onto the brush. There we go. Let's come in and just give ourselves some trees to work with. Just tap those in. We'll just come back and give them some branches, and they can all share branches in here. We don't have a lot of separation between these trees, so just bend that brush in. There we go. Pick up some more. There we go. On the outside we can give this guy some definition there. There we go. Pick a few here and there to make out. And we'll put one right over here. Just zigzag back and forth. And as you get towards the bottom, you just really press that brush in. Just really press that brush in. Just load up that paint as you need to. Back and forth, back and forth. There we go. There we go. These guys, some of them will just have their branches hanging right out over this water. And we're just going to fill this area in pretty quickly. There we go. And it doesn't matter if you bring it down into that area where the water is, because we're going to make that some reflection. That's right. Now, if you remember the story, Merry and Pippin had been captured by the orcs. They were being taken to Isengard. Mr. Frodo and my Grandgaffer Gamgee were continuing on their journey to Mordor, the fateful journey to Mordor. But Aragorn, Gimli, Legolas, they could not let the fellowship, they could not abandon their companions, so they followed. And they ran into some riders of Rohan and got some terrible news. Oh, but you know that part of the story, I'm sure. You know how things worked out. You know how it worked out. If you don't, oh, there's a great book written. Mr. Frodo started it. My Grandgaffer Gamgee added to it. And then a wizard, Professor Tolkien, came around. And he learned of the great triumphs of the hobbits in Middle-earth. Maybe this land just kind of comes out here. All right, let's give maybe some branches in here. Just some things that'll separate that. Clean off our brush. Oh, look at that. I thought I cut my hand, but it's just a bit of paint. That happens. That happens. It's a messy, messy hobby. It's good to realize when something like that happens, though, so you can wipe it off and you don't go getting that paint all over your painting. That would not be good. All right, where was I? We're going to take our clean brush and we're just going to grab this land and just pull it straight down. Pull those trees straight down. There we are. There we go. You bring that straight down. Then, with a light, gentle touch, you just pull it across. Pull it across. That gives you that reflection. Oh, that's a nice reflection. Okay. Now we're gonna come back to our yellow, get some of that grassy color, and we're gonna pull we're going to pull in a little bit of land here at the bottom. Just bring this in. So as we're watching the story, we're standing on this side of the water and we're looking out, and pretty soon we might see our three companions pop up over here right onto this ridge, and then maybe they notice some riders of Rohan coming. So they're not sure if they're a friend or a foe, so they take cover there. Oh, it's such an exciting story. I hope you've read it. And I know there's a movie. Several movies too. Those are very good too. I enjoy those very much. It's fun to read the books and then look at a painting or watch a movie and just see how somebody else may interpret that story. There we are. There we are. Just bringing our land right in front there. There's not a lot going on, but there we go. One thing that helps here is we need to give a shoreline over here. So, before I put any of our liquid white on there, we'll just pop in some grassy highlights there, just to give those trees something to grow out of. There we go. Now, once you have your land put in, come back and we're going to grab some of that liquid white. And we're just going to, not too much of it, but we're just going to cut in our shoreline. This is right where the water's edge is. Just cut that in, just go straight across. Straight across. There we go. If your liquid white is a little too runny, just go back into your titanium white as well. The two mixed together. Now just cut that in. You're not going to hurt your canvas. You're not going to hurt it. Just cut that in. And now that gives you a nice shoreline that the eye can grab hold of. And it separates that water. There we go. There we go. A little bit of paint dipping down there, that's fine. Maybe take a little bit of that and just show a disturbance or two in the water out here. There we go. All right. Now, if you wanted to, you can come down and you can put some bushes in here. Just scrape off some of the paint with your paint knife. Then, just with the corner of that 2-inch brush, just come put some bushes right on top there. Try not to squish it too much. Just give some darkness. Then with the other corner, you can pick up some of your yellow or green, or if you want to do red, you can do that there as well. This is just going to give you some of that grass along the bank. There we go. Just that long river grass. It's right by the edge of the water. Little bit of shadow in there. There we go. And right back on top of it. Just to push it into the back. There we go. Well, that was just a fun little painting to do. I had fun. I hope you did too. I hope you did too. I hope you're as big a fan as Bob Ross the Blue and the stories of Middle-earth as I am. We're just going to sign this right here. Just using that red. There we go. Now, the other day, I heard a wizard named Andy Serkis, and he read The Hobbit start to finish. Start to finish. He read it. He live streamed it. It was amazing. What a performance he gave. I tell you what, that was something. If you get a chance, try and find that. It was amazing. Now, I hope you've enjoyed our painting today. I've enjoyed having you along here. The sun's getting up. I'm going to go feed some of these sheep. Okay. Have a good day. Goodbye and God bless. Thank you for joining me on today's painting. I'm so happy you were with me. Now, if you'd like to continue to go on painting adventures with me, become part of my fellowship. And you do that by clicking that subscribe button below. Yes, and be sure to give it a like and a share. That would be oh so helpful. Now, we don't know how many of these seeing stones are unaccounted for. So we don't know who else is watching. I've got to go. Have a good day.